Alright, dear readers, finally here we are. At this video, we're going to completely explore argumentative essay. As you have seen in my document, there are three types, or we say three patterns of argumentative essay. The first one I would love to share with you is one-side point pattern. In one-side point pattern, we only talk about our own argument. If you look at this sample, so we do not need this part because this is counter-argument. We just need these similar arguments, which is your arguments. Okay, this is the key feature of the one-side point pattern. Let's drag our mice. Let's have a look here. In point by point pattern, what is important? What is its feature? As you have seen here, we only have a counter-argument. What is a counter-argument? That's it. Okay, this one, it is actually not very perfect, but it's okay. We will learn perfect counter-argument later. Then, let's have a look at the block pattern. What is block pattern? Block pattern is a mix. Firstly, you have something which you have taught in the point-by-point pattern here, right? Counter-argument. Later, you have three your own arguments which we have taught in the one-side point pattern. See, that is how did it mix. So what does it mean? It means you have this similar counter-argument for 3 times, okay, then you have your arguments for 3 times, absolutely for different points. More, you have 1 paragraph to summarize your counter-arguments. So what's that? How to summarize? Definitely, you need some keywords. For example, such as firstly, okay, secondly, okay, thirdly, right? That is how do we summarize counter-arguments in order. You need some keywords to show your logic, right? And I wanted to tell you something which is exactly the same in all patterns. Let's have a look. What's that? Firstly, topic sentence is all the same for counter-argument, no matter in which pattern of argumentative essay. Okay. Later, your topic sentence is also the same for all of your argument. What's more, the structure of your counter-argument is the same. The structure of your argument is also the same. By analyzing in this way, you found the similarity between one-side point pattern, point-by-point pattern, and block pattern, right? Then, we are here to talk about the difference. However, before talking about the difference, I have to show you something, right? We mentioned so many times about counter-argument, you even do not know how to write perfect counter-argument. As we said, this one is not perfect, so we have to have a look at perfect counter-argument. Let's go.
Today we are going to be talking about writing your counter-argument paragraphs. A counter-argument is the opposite point of view from the writer. You have your own claim, and a counterclaim or a counter-argument is the opposite of your point of view. The counterclaim is the topic sentence of your counter-argument paragraph. In your paragraph, you have two things to do. Acknowledge the counterclaim and disprove it with a rebuttal. We're going to talk about a little later what that is. So an example of the claim, which is the one I've been using, there should be mandatory drug testing in schools. The counterclaim is there are those who claim that mandatory drug testing is a violation of students' privacy. That's the opposite from my claim, so that is why it's a counterclaim. Step 1 is to acknowledge the counterclaim. How do we do this? In order to acknowledge the counterclaim, you have to show that you know what the opposing claim is. Now, we talked about what ethos is and that ethos builds trust. You do this by showing that you know what the other party's ideas are to help build trust and authority in your reader, that you know what you're talking about. So you acknowledge the counterclaim by stating it and then giving a reason for support for the counterclaim. Here's an example. There are those who claim that mandatory drug testing is a violation of students' privacy. They say making students pee in a cup is not a school's job. You have your claim and then a reason of support. The next thing that you have to do, step 2, is to disprove the counterclaim with a rebuttal. A rebuttal is basically you saying you are wrong and here's why. We talked about in this paper, the format of it is here's my argument, here's what you think, and here is why I'm correct. This is why you are saying, here's why I'm correct again. The rebuttal is another supporting reason why your point of view is correct. You must use a quote, paraphrase, or summary with a citation or source tag. This is an example with a paraphrase and citation. However, other tests may be available, such as hair testing. This is not an invasion of a student's personal privacy. So this is, again, another reason of support for your claim. Then we put them all together. So you have a counterclaim, a reason for support of the counterclaim, but then you rebut that with a citation or a source tag. There are those who claim that mandatory drug testing is a violation of a student's privacy. They say making students pee in a cup is not a school's job. However, other tests may be available, such as a hair testing. This is not an invasion of a student's personal privacy. So we're going to just very briefly review. In order to write your counter-argument and your claim paragraph, you must acknowledge the counterclaim by stating it and giving reasons that support it, disprove with a rebuttal by giving a supporting reason why your point of view is right, using a quote, paraphrase, or citation.
All right, this is just a preview of it. Actually, it's not that perfect. All right, finally, it's a time we have a look at the perfect counterargument. Before you watching the video, I wish to tell you something, that the structure of a counterargument. See, the 6 points, or we say 6 things. Okay, please pay your attention to them and see how did the perfect counterargument video showed it to you. All right.
Here, so we have a key up. All right, so this video is going to discuss the model. I'll be going over this. That's right here. And then finally, we'll be reviewing that animal testing essay that we have also been using. So first, the point of a counter-argument and rebuttal paragraph is to let your reader know that you have researched both sides, you have made an informed decision, and that your side is in fact better. So when you do research, you will have to look at the reasons that your opponents will be addressing. There are a few different parts. You'll start with your counterargument or counterclaim. So these are synonyms, and you're just presenting the opposite side. So we've been talking about animal testing. If hers is that animal testing should be banned, then your counterclaim is that animal testing should not be banned, right? It's just the opposite. It includes a transition, just like we have been using. So you have a list of those. And then your rebuttal. So this is where you say, this is why that reason is wrong. In here, you're going to say that just the claim, right, that it should be banned or it should not be banned, right? And then one reason. So it'd be one body paragraph, and then the rebuttal addresses why that specific reason is wrong. In order to support that and make it stronger, you'll want to give evidence, and then analysis, again, just like we've been doing in your previous body paragraphs. I'm going to jump over to here. So we have a key up top, tells you what each of the highlighted parts means. In green, we have your counterargument, and the reason is also underlined. Yellow is the rebuttal, so that's why the green is wrong. Orange is evidence, so that's supporting the rebuttal. Analysis, explaining why the evidence supports the rebuttal. And then this purple is a closing sentence, which is not mandatory, not necessary, but it can sometimes be helpful because it does remind your reader what you were just talking about. Okay, so some people may believe that summer is better than winter because there is no school. So the assumption is that you've been talking about why summer is not better than winter, right? But in order to, again, say that my argument is strong, you need to say that the other argument is weak specifically and why. So there's no school. However, most adults do not have summer vacation from work, whereas nearly everyone has time off around Christmas and New Year's, right? So this is a specific example. It's an example of why it's not, right? Then you're going to give evidence about a little more detail about saying everyone has time off, right? According to the Society of Human Resource Management, the vast majority of organizations, 90% or more, will observe Christmas and New Year's Day by closing their offices. So 90%, got most people. And this means that most people do not have to go into work sometime in late December. Families are more likely to go on vacation together because adults already have the free time. Sorry, it looks like there's a typo there. But remember, this first sentence explains what does this mean. That's a paraphrase in simpler terms. And then the second one is why does this matter? Well, because they're more likely to go on vacation as opposed to summer, right? It brings it right back to your claim. Therefore, winter is superior to summer. Again, just a restating. It's just like restating your topic sentence up here. Let's go back over to the animal testing paper now. Okay, so this is the exact same. We're just going to go through the process again with the essay that you have been familiar with. Some people may say that animal testing can lead researchers to cures or treatments of horrible diseases. So in this one, they don't say animal testing should not be banned, but they do mention the topic animal testing. The important part is that you have your reasons. So it can lead researchers to cures or treatments of horrible diseases. So in order to refute that or argue against that, you need to say that it's untrue. So, however, animal testing can actually mislead researchers to ignore potential cures and other treatments based on results shown in animals. So, how does it lead researchers to, how does it not lead researchers to cures or treatments? Well, because it's misleading them. Now, you're giving your specific example. The author of Should Animals Be Used for Scientific or Commercial Testing explains some chemicals that are ineffective on or harmful to animals prove valuable when used by humans. Aspirin, for example, is dangerous for some animals that were used for animal testing. So this is the specific example of misleading, right? And then we have to explain what does that mean and why does it matter. This means that an everyday pain reliever was perfectly safe for humans, but researchers would not know if they had based their knowledge on animal testing. The results of animal testing can be very confusing for researchers, even leading them to discard cures or treatments that would benefit humans. So what's it literally mean? What does the evidence mean? So not safe in animals, but safe for humans. And obviously, if we didn't take aspirin, I mean, that's a very helpful thing. So that she's trying to prove that it's not leading to the cures, it's actually putting us farther away. You'll also notice that this doesn't have a closing sentence, but again, like I said, that was unnecessary.
All right. If you haven't noticed, in our sample, okay, it's not perfect, but if you open your big eyes, you will notice in the perfect sample, we see something like some people may believe, all right? In our sample, we see something like a lot of people believe. Did you find some similarity? What's that? You are fighting with the people. Okay, this is a point. A lot of writers, they do not have the luring phrase. What's that? This. Okay, they write something like firstly, blah, 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 blah. No. You even didn't figure out who is your target. People. People is your target, dear. Okay, you are not fighting with animals. You are not fighting with cats, dogs, tigers, lions. You are fighting with the people. So that's why, you see, great argumentative essay, their counter-arguments is actually very similar. They mention the same thing, people. What people? Your enemy. See? So, I extracted how to write a perfect topic sentence for counter-argument for you. Let's see, how did they, the sample, apply to my theory? Okay. I could copy and paste here. Then we have a look. Some people may believe this is your luring phrase to show that you are fighting with the people. You may find this phrase, okay, it might seem that this is also okay, but this is the standard. Okay, some say, who say, some people say, right? Your enemies say, right? And then believe that, okay, summer is better than winter. What is it? It is your enemy's statement or the result. Right? For example, okay, I like winter more than summer. This is what? This is my statement. This is my result. It's something like a conclusion. Okay? Then, all right, you have the statement, you have the result, you have the conclusion. So you need to tell them why. Because, okay, as you have seen, imperfect counterargument, topic sentence, we have because. If you refer back to our thesis, we also have because to give out. See? What? Give out argument. Right? Why do I like winter than summer? It must have some reasons to support my conclusion that winter is better than summer. Okay, the real example clearly showed you what is a perfect topic sentence. So in other words, okay, see this sample, if you write something like this for me, the common notion regarding globalization is. It's not good because it allows firms to operate with reduced tax. If you write something like this, it's not okay because you do not have the during phrase. So that's why I erased it here. Besides, in the sample paper you have seen, he divided the statement and argument into 2 sentences. Let me mark it here for you. It's also not okay. Why? Because you are only allowed to use 1 sentence as your perfect topic sentence for counterargument. Alright? We cleared the most important thing of a counterargument. Then let's return back to our PDF. Let's have a look. If you have seen, what the writer did greatly is he used 1 important keyword to put out his rebuttal. What's that? However, you see, great writers all do the same. They use however, or they use although. They use despite, nonetheless, though at the same time to put out their rebuttal. So in other words, when you are writing your rebuttal for your counterargument, if you do not have the keywords, you fail it. Okay? That's the 2 most important things I have picked up for you. Template of counter-argument topic sentence and keywords for your rebuttal. For the rest of things you have learned in older videos, so I don't want to repeat anymore. The last thing I would love to emphasize for you is, if you would love to make your paper in great logic, you will notice in the perfect counterargument and this sample, they have a closing sentence. Consequently, although globalization has some drawbacks, focusing on its advantages proves that it's an essential aspect of the development of the world. Therefore, consequently and therefore, they are the same thing, right? They are talking about what? They are telling audiences or readers that the paragraph is going to be closed. That's why we call it closing sentence. You see? Alright, we have cleared everything of counterargument. Then let's talk something about argument. When we look at the sample, this is a great argument, as you have seen. One of the significant factors that prove globalization is good, because it improves market efficiency. What's that? That's your statement. Blah blah something is good because what? Your argument, your reason. So what does it mean? It means when you are writing, if you do not have the same template, that is dangerous for your writing. I'm teaching you the most easy, most essential thing for your argumentative essay. As for the 2 things here, you shall need to refer to our old videos to know how to structure them, right? This is the structure. Now, please allow me to summarize what we have learned just now. what is the most important thing in counterargument? Firstly, your topic sentence template. Okay. Secondly, your transitional words for your rebuttal. Thirdly, your closing words, closing sentence for notifying the paragraph is closing. All right. That is the three things we have emphasized. Now, let's apply to what we have learned, okay, into three patterns of argumentative essay. I have put one sample thesis for you, as you have noticed, because we already talked that we do not have a counterargument. So what does it mean? It does mean that you do not need the paragraph, okay, into your essay. So in other words, in thesis, you do not need it. You do not need although, because you have no counterargument. As you have read here, it's mandatory for human being to continue animal medicine test. This is what? This is a statement. Whose statement? My statement. Okay, because, okay, give out the reason. People need to explore scientific research, study diseases, and find potential treatments for our diseases. This is a perfect, okay, thesis for one-side point pattern. Later, what are you going to do? You actually repeat the same structure, okay, of the argument, this one, for 3 times. Because we have 3 points we're going to talk, because we have 3 body paragraphs. All right, here I showed you some sample topic sentence which we should be put here, okay, for each of your body paragraphs. All right, this sample and this one, it's not connected, okay, fine. I just wanted to show you how to do for argument in argumentative essay. Okay, no matter in which pattern, it's the same. What's that? Statement, because, then argument. See, it's the same. Then, let's try to analyze the second one, point-by-point pattern of argumentative essay. This one is the most popular one, as you have seen. Half essays we apply to this pattern. So this one is kind of important. I'm going to tell you how to better write for it. Okay? In this pattern, we do not need the argument. We only need to repeat the counter-argument which we just learned here for 3 times. That is all for your body paragraphs, for your point-by-point pattern. So what does it mean? It means we have counter-arguments. So it means we have although as our keywords, or even if it's the same actually. The similarity between the point-by-point pattern thesis and block patterns thesis, the structure is actually the same. You see, you are going to divide the thesis into two parts. This is the similarity. Remember this. You are going to divide the thesis into two parts, but the difference is in point-by-point pattern. Okay, in your thesis, you are going to put your rebuttal argument into your thesis. Okay, while, okay, what's rebuttal? Start from here. This is rebuttal. This is your rebuttal point, your argument, right? While in block pattern, you do not need to put the point into your thesis. However, you put your own argument, topic sentence. I mean the point you need to put into your thesis at the second part of your thesis. See? This is the difference. So let's summarize a little bit. Let's repeat. What is the similarity? Structure of similarity is the same. Okay? What's the difference? The difference is if you put your rebuttals point into your thesis, or you put your argument point into your thesis. Right? All right. And here, I give you some perfect, sample topic sentence for counterargument. It's actually exactly the same as our sample we have learned. So that's why I say at the beginning, what's the similarity? The similarity is, topic sentence template is all the same for no matter counterargument or argument. See? Right? Topic sentence. Structure of counterargument and the structure of argument is also exactly the same. See, how did I make things easier for you to get? At the bottom, I also put some sample topic sentence for you to know. All right, it's exactly the same as we have talked for many times. Okay. Then, I don't think we need to talk more. Thank you. Finally, we cleared the most important thing of argumentative essay. I believe you will have a happy ending. Right? Thank you so much.